Hello Saddlers fans and welcome to Saddlers TV. I'm Ash Wilkinson. It's been an interesting fortnight, hasn't it, in the history of our football club. We have a new first team manager. Former manager John Whitney parted company with the club last Monday, and by Friday Dean Keates had taken over the hot seat at the Banks' Stadium. The former Saddlers legend truly was coming home.
Martin in goal, here we go. Keates drives it in. Fox clips it into the box, headed away. There's a chance to drives it. It's in. It's Keates. Must be 1-0. Keates has scored with 7 minutes to go. It's loose edge of the area. Keates. Bonus one. And it's a cracking goal. Have you ever seen a better or more important goal than that by Dean Keates?
I hope that stirred up some memories for you. Plenty of famous goals no one will ever forget. That famous League Two title winning goal against Swindon, but how about that famous goal against Hereford at the Banks' Stadium? And Dean is certainly keen to make more memories of the Banks' now he has become our new first team manager. We had an exclusive chat with Dean after his first press conference, but first let's take a look at that first press conference and a few highlights of what Dean Keates had to say when he met the media for the very first time as Saddlers first team manager.
Hi Michael.
Hello Michael.
Okay.
Okay, gentlemen, press, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon to this press conference today, the very first press conference with our new manager, Dean Keates. We're delighted to welcome Dean back to Walsall Football Club. Of course, made his name as for the Saddlers as a player in the 1990s and 2000s, and he's now back as the club's first team manager. We'll open the floor up to questions. What we'd ask gents is if you introduce yourself before each question, just so Dean can get to know you all. But over to you, gents. Well, we've also got Stephen Gamble, CEO, and Daniel Moll, Club Secretary, and they'll be happy to answer your questions as well. Thank you.
Dean, it's Rob Dawson from Sky Sports. Nice to see you again, mate.
You too.
Welcome back. How does it feel?
Yeah, obviously it's been a bit of a whirlwind, if I'm honest, the last couple of days, but it feels good to be back home. Like I said, it's my hometown, and I'm from 2 miles up the road. So yeah, it's a great honour, and looking forward to it.
Was it an easy decision?
No, yes and no, if I'm honest. Obviously, I love my time up at Wrexham. It's a great club. They're in a good position, and I'd expect them to be pushing come the end of the season to be they are in the mix. But as I said, it was I was settled there. But obviously, as soon as this was brought to my attention of the possibility, that this was only a club that was going to get me out of Wrexham, and as I said, I'm honoured to be here.
What does this club mean to you?
A lot. I've stood on the terraces at Fellas Park when it was Banks's, so I've done, to say the Royal Rover stuff. I've done growing up, supported the club. I've done the player thing, achieved great things there, and obviously to go full circle and be a manager, it's as I said, it's a great honour.
Can we ask you, what was the thinking? I mean, look, it's a popular decision.
Yeah,
understandably.
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously John had been with us for a long time, and for we decided it was time to make a change. And as soon as that decision had been made, we only had one target really, and that was Dean. We'd seen what he'd achieved at Wrexham. We obviously knew him from his time here at the club, and he'd made great strides on, and we just felt he was the right man to take us forward. So I think over the years, managers have come and gone, and we've had different recruitment processes in place, and sometimes we've sat and waited to see what applications have come in, but this time we didn't want to be in that position. I mean, we received a large number of applications for the job, but Dean was always going to be the #1 target, so once we'd established that in our own mind, it was up to us to try and go and get him and see if we could do a deal with Wrexham, which thank they were very professional about it. I'd like to thank them for it, and we were able to get our man. I mean, Dean was, idolised as a player. He's been, he's Walsall through and through. So, absolutely, people will pick on that element of it. But really, as I said, that's a small part for us. It was what Dean, as a man and as a manager, he can bring to the football club is the most important thing.
No game next weekend. There's no game. I know you've got the one against Wigan in between. But is that sort of slow start? Is that a good thing for you? Is it give you a chance to get to grips with things? And
yeah, as you said, it gives me a chance to get to grips with it and get to know the players. As I said, it's there for me to build a relationship and get my point across on what I want to do with the team going forward.
I mean, first impressions of the squad you've inherited?
Yeah, they're very young. I enjoyed watching them train the last couple of days, and obviously they're enthusiastic, so obviously I'm looking forward to working with them.
Is there any managers when you were a player that you particularly take inspiration from?
I like to think when you're playing under managers, you take the bits and pieces that you feel is the best parts of them, and obviously I've played under some great managers. Chris Nicholl brought me through. He was very determined and disciplined, same with Ray Graydon, and obviously then I had the joys of playing under Richard Munir and Darren Ferguson down in Peterborough. So I've played under some good managers. I like to think you can take their little bits and pieces that you feel that they dealt with players really well with, and they got their point across, but then you want to put your own little scope on everything.
It's fair to say Dean's first press conference as first team manager went down very well with both the local and national media, as well as the supporters, of course, and it'll be his first of many as Sadler's boss. Let's take a quick break here, and when we're back, we'll bring you our exclusive chat with new manager Dean Keates, as well as talking to Vice Captain Joe Edwards about his ultimate 11 in world football. See you in a few moments. Welcome back to Sadler's TV, here from the media studio at Walsall Studio School. We're bringing you all the reaction to Dean Keates' appointment as Walsall's new first team manager, and I caught up with Dean after his very first press conference for an exclusive chat for Sadler's TV.
So Dean, you've met the press today. You're just talking on the way up here, a bit different to how it was for you as a player.
Yeah,
quite a lot of interest today.
Yeah, as you said, obviously it's a bit different. Obviously, as a player, you just get the 1 or 2 interviews, and that's actually done. Obviously, to sit down behind a desk and you've got cameras here, there, and everywhere. It's a little bit different.
Can you understand why there's a lot of interest, though? I mean, your story coming back to Walsall, it's piqued a lot of interest and a lot of emotional response, hasn't it?
Yeah, as you said, obviously you can see the attachment. Obviously, me playing as a player, a local lad to say, and obviously a supporter, and so yeah, it's obviously got its interest, but as I said, it's a little bit foreign to me on that side, so all being well, I came across with a good point to say.
I think you were fine. I don't think you need to worry about that. Stefan Gamble made the point that you were the club's #1 target. That was mentioned in the original story as well. Obviously, hearing that must be a great boost for you personally.
Yeah, definitely. As you said, to hear Stefan and Dan both say that, and obviously from the conversations I had with them before we sat down and sorted the deal out and the contract, it was made perfectly clear to me that that was the case. And obviously then speaking with the chairman, and to know that they paid a compensation clause for me, obviously that was massive for me, to know that they entrusted me with me to take my hometown club forward. And yeah, as I said, it's a big statement for me. So all being well, I can do, obviously not just the football club and the board of directors and the chairman, the old town proud. So all being well, everything can come into place.
You met the lads. You met the lads on Friday when you first came in, but you've had training with them now and things like that. How have they responded to you? Have you spoken to many of them?
Yeah, look, it's obviously I met the lads on Friday. It was only briefly. They'd already trained, so obviously it was a brief introduction of myself. Obviously, and after the train today, so it's just a case of me getting to know the lads, and obviously building a relationship with them individually and collectively as a team. So obviously I'm a different face for them to get used to as well. So obviously the case of us getting to know each other, as I said, and all being well, that falls into place, and we can work well together, and obviously give the fans something to be proud of.
Is it an emotional thing for you? Obviously, I suppose with the decision like this, you've got to take emotion out of it in many ways, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, when I found out that the trigger to release clause, and obviously I got the okay to go and speak to them. For me, the big thing was I couldn't do the meeting at the stadium, because obviously that was the emotional thing. There's the pictures on the walls of me being part of successful teams and achieving things here. And obviously, with being my hometown club, there was no way I could come in to do the talks here. So obviously we met on neutral territory, to say, and obviously then I sat down with Dan and Steph, and obviously we had an open chat for a couple of hours, and obviously I knew my decision going in there, but obviously I had to just make sure and everything like that. So obviously it was an easy decision in the end, but I'm grateful for Wrexham for everything that they've done for me, and obviously the fact that they dealt with it. I'm not surprised how it was dealt with, because it's a great setup up there, and obviously they operate in the right way.
There's been plenty of focus, of course, on the memories of the past. Are you firmly focused now on creating new memories? Yeah, definitely.
I mean, people have said to me about, if it doesn't happen, can you spoil your legacy, like you said here? And you know what, I achieved things here as a player. I'm not a player anymore. I had a great time here, and I had a great time at other football clubs, and all I can promise and guarantee to the fans is that I will represent the football club as I did as a player. And my playing history is in the past. Obviously now I'm accountable for the football club as a manager, so obviously I will go out there and will do my best. Be it whether I've got to do it at this football club or go and watch other players, or driving around the country taking all that side, and just I'll give out everything I can for the football club in the town, and all being well, that's enough, and obviously I can give them some success to be proud of.
Sadler's boss Dean Keates there, speaking to me exclusively for Sadler's TV. Let's move on then. Let's speak to Vice-Captain Joe Edwards. I caught up with Joe recently to see who would make his ultimate 11 in world football, but there were a couple of catches. Let's see who Joe decided to put in his ultimate starting 11.
I'm Joe Edwards, and this is my ultimate 11. A 4-3-3 formation, and I'm going to start off with David De Gea in goal. I think he speaks for himself. I'm a Man United fan, and he's probably the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment. So he's starting in goal. And then the back four, I've gone for looks basically. It's probably going to be the best looking back four you've ever seen. So Jason McCarthy, familiar to a lot of you, at right back. And then next to him, I'm going to have James Wilson. Very curly hair. Alongside him is another very good looking fella, Sergio Ramos. Very much looking after their hair, both in the centre half position, not like most centre halves, but both very quick and good on the ball. Yeah, he's just got to sort his little perm out, hasn't he? And then finish it off, we'll have Jordi Alba at the left back. Very quick, like to be attacking going forward, then a 4-3-3 so they can get forward at the midfield, stay central. Obviously myself's got to be in it, so I'm going to put myself here. That's probably in instead of Paul Scholes, but I think I'll probably do a better job in there. Next to me I'll have Iniesta, and the other side of him, the little magician, Erhan Otzuma. Between them, they haven't got a lot of creativity, have they? So, looking at it, it's going to be a bit of a tough gig for myself, but I think I'll do a job with them two beside of me. And then, obviously, out wide, we're going to go with the main man himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. A big fan of his. I think he speaks for himself. Goals for days. Best player in the world for me. So, yeah, he starts out wide. Now, on the right, bit of a tough one this, but I've gone for Kieran Morris. Personally, I think he'll bring more to the team than Lionel Messi, so that's what I've gone with Key. A lot quicker, better at dribbling. I just think he's a better player. See, up top, I can't leave out my mate, so up top's Wayne Rooney. I mean, obviously I know him really well, Wazza, so that's why I put him up there with good pals. Couldn't leave him out. So yeah, that's my 1 to 11. So we got David Ayer in goal, the #1 keeper in the world for me. Right back, Jason McCarthy, bombs up and down. And then Jordi Alba on the left. In the middle, Sergio Ramos, James Wilson. Very good looking back for that, if you ask me. In midfield, got myself, Iniesta, not Zuma. Like I said before, not a lot of creativity with them two, so I'll probably do the most of that and the running. Aldo. On the other side, Kieran Morris. For me, over Messi all day of the week. And the main man, Rooney up top. So that's my 1 to 11.
My thanks to Joe, and of course I and everyone at Walsall Football Club wishes Joe all the very best in his recovery from his knee injury. So that's everything today from Saddlers TV. Thank you so much for joining us here in the media studio at Walsall Studio School. From me, Ash Wilkinson, thank you for joining us. Up the Saddlers.